All right, happy Saturday, guys. I want to make this real, raw video again. And today I want to talk about just abundance and having an abundant mindset versus a scarcity mindset, especially when it comes to investing in yourself. So, quick backstory: after I graduated college, started this cabinet flooring company with a friend, didn't work out. Then I wanted to start a marketing agency. And I was like, you know what? I can do this. I can get 5 clients paying me X amount a month. I have 10K a month recurring revenue. That ended up failing, right? It was Google ads, and you do a good job and then they fire you and keep someone in-house. Or if you do not do a good job, then they fire you anyways. So, but I was introduced to a friend of a friend who had a coaching program, and he told me the price was $5,000, and I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm a 23-year-old kid. That's a lot of money. It's nuts. But I ended up taking the leap of faith and doing it, and I bought it. And it's a coaching program. So it's not a course, but it's not a done for you agency. So you still have to put in the work. So if you're not willing to put in any type of work when you're investing in yourself, then don't invest in yourself, right? Like, just don't. But if you are ambitious, if you do want to succeed, if you are willing to follow instructions and you are coachable, then at least, and I was, and I still am at the time, right now, then when you pay attention. And I love the quote, you either survive in the jungle or exist in the zoo. So I was willing to invest in somebody to help me, kickstart my business and to get this off the ground, and it ended up being one of the best investments of my life. So year to date, through just a few thousand followers on Instagram, not year to date, since we started, it was collected over 6 figures from a $5,000 investment, or the knowledge I learned from that $5,000 investment, which is pretty good, just with under 3,000 followers. And so, you spend 5K to make 6 figures. I'd take that trade-off, right? So, and then recently, I just agreed to, less than a year later, sign a contract for basically $46,000, investing in myself that much more, right? So some would say that's stupid. Some would say, what are you doing? And that was, dumb, to be nice. And it could be. Who knows? Maybe that won't pay off. But the first time it did, because I know my work ethic and I know I'm willing to put in the time and effort to make something work. And a lot of times, it's not the program that sucks or the coach that sucks. It's the people who don't ask the right questions or don't take advantage of a program. So like if you hire a fitness trainer, right, and they tell you to, this is what you need to eat for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then I'll see you in the gym. But then you go home and you don't follow their instructions. You eat Pop-Tarts, and then you get to the gym and you're all lethargic because you ate Pop-Tarts. Then that's probably not the trainer's fault. That's probably the person's fault or the client's fault or whatever. So it can be very scary to invest, especially, lots of thousands of dollars into a skill set, into basically just information, right, at the end of the day. And by the way, all information is available on YouTube, like everything. It's the packaging of it. It's the accountability of it. It's the step-by-step roadmap of it, because I've been down that rabbit hole, and maybe you're down that rabbit hole right now, where you're trying to watch all these videos, trying to figure it out to save $1, instead of learning the right process from someone who's actually done it and time collapsing that information. So I love coaches, genuinely. I hate the word coach, but I love paying someone who's been there to help me fast track it, so I don't have to figure it out myself. Because I hate, time's your most valuable asset, right? So it's I hate that. I'd rather just pay one time, use money as a tool to make more money instead of trying to save it, and then fast track the progress. So, and having an abundant mindset with that is massive, because if you have an abundant mindset, you're going to make more. You know, like, hey, if I put my, the harder you work, the luckier you get. If you put stuff into it, it's going to come back, right? Versus if you have a scarcity mindset when it comes to finances, like, oh, I got to save every last dollar. Or, oh, I can't, I have a competitor who just opened shop next to me. Now I'm boned. Like, that's not true. There's more than enough business for everybody, right? There's millions and millions of people. It's just a matter of, from the marketing side, how can you differentiate yourself from them and build a brand, which is what I do or what I teach. And I don't like the word, like, coach has a bad stigma to it, which sucks. Consultant sounds like more professional, whatever, I don't know. It's not one of those things you need a CPA for, but you should listen to someone who has social proof, who's done it, who's been there. Of course, if you start a coaching business, or if you start a local business, well, let's say coaching, and you're giving advice and you're expecting people to pay you for that advice, but you haven't done it yourself because it's your first client, like, that's probably not, like, right. Like, you should do it for free, get results, and then charge people. That's what I did. I was doing free work just to get testimonials. So, short-term pain, long-term gain. Don't be afraid to sign a check, even if it's a massive one, because we're on a floating rock in the middle of space, and you gotta, yeah, I love the phrase, right? You either survive in the jungle or exist in the zoo. I'd rather survive in the jungle. I'd rather go for it than just stay safe all my life. So, hope this resonates with at least, one of you guys, and I appreciate you guys watching this. Please like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you want to see any other topic or help with anything specific. But I want to start doing more of these, and obviously they're not scripted. I just like to yap about thoughts and what I learned. So this is me documenting that process. But appreciate you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Let's go.